Hi there, on today's EMBN Show, we're going to be discussing wheel size, and this is off the back of many people thinking that the mountain bike industry wants 29-inch wheels to dominate the trail market. But what about e-mountain bikes? Chris, how you been? Been away for a few weeks. What's all this business about wheel size domination then?
Well, I heard Doddy and a few of the guys here on GMBN, EMBN talking about the different wheel sizes that are coming in and taking a look at the manufacturers' websites. I'm seeing a lot of those bikes are actually turning to 29-inch wheels. We're seeing 27.5 disappearing and a few obviously mixed wheel sizes coming in too. So could be true, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Is that in the mountain bike world? I mean, surely that doesn't apply to e-mountain bikes. I mean, what have we got in e-mountain bikes? Let's start from scratch, shall we?
Yeah, so obviously got the 29-inch wheel, which is great for obviously trail, cross-country riding. 27.5, we've seen a lot of those wheels on more of the gravity bikes. And then, of course, mixed wheel sizes, which is obviously the best of both worlds.
You mean the M word?
The mullet, your favourite wheel size, Steve.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we've also, you've missed a big one there, which is the plus size tyre. I mean, which was incredibly successful, only 5-6 years ago, and is quite interesting. At the time, we found that a plus size tyre with a shallow compound and obviously a bigger width provided more grip than a narrower tyre with a softer compound and a more aggressive tread pattern. I think it's a tyre which we should actually see more of, I think.
Yeah, I think my experiences with them were back in the early days of e-bikes. I remember them just being quite, the sidewalls didn't seem quite up to the job. I used to get a lot of tyre roll. I remember getting loads of punches with those things. They weren't for my style of riding, but definitely see the benefits of it out on the trail for sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, if you're an aggressive rider, such as yourself, when you're leaning the bike into corners, they did tend to kind of fold a little bit. But, I think there was a lot of misinformation about the tyre pressures that should be run in 2.8 and 3-inch tyres. In terms of carrying speed and grip through really rough terrain, a big volume tyre is just going to rule no matter what. So I think if we get stronger sort of sidewalls in the future, it definitely should be something we should revisit. But it does seem though, Chris, that the e-mountain bike industry is migrating towards that mixed wheel size, 29-inch up front and 27.5 on the rear. But I do think there's an element of copycatting in the industry here, and I think it's like the hairdo. It is simply a style. It's just a style. It's not actually a performance advantage that we're talking here.
No, but I can see the benefits. I mean, off-road motorcycles for years they've had smaller back wheels and that bigger front wheel. So why not with e-mountain bikes?
Well, you say that. You look at farm tractors; they have a big wheel on the back and a small wheel on the front. So who's right? Who's right, Chris? I think it comes down to the terrain. Now, 29-inch wheels are fantastic for trail bikes. Maybe there's an element of truth that the mountain bike industry is migrating towards 29-inch wheels, but nevertheless, 29-inch wheels still win at World Cup downhill level. So it is a very versatile wheel size, but let's not discount 27.5 here, because we've been on some amazing trips, big multi-day trips, 12-hour rides, for example, on the white E160, E180. We've also done some equally monstrous rides on 29-inch wheels, such as the Tour de Mont Blanc, right?
Yeah, some big days out, isn't it? But we're seeing, I think, that 27.5 wheel on a lot more gravity e-mountain bikes these days. I mean, you've got the Specialized Canevo, the Canyon Torque, they're all running that 27.5. But is it the best wheel for the job, or is it just what, the manufacturers think that we want to run?
Yeah, I think there's an element here of wheel size. It's at the end of the day, it is just a feeling. It's just a feeling. It's not about performance. I was with Danny Hart a few days ago. He's running 27.5 wheels on his trail bike. and that's for practicing downhill. Now, on his downhill this is a guy who operates at the very highest level, runs 29 up front and 27.5 in the rear. But the reason for that is that Danny is quite a short rider, so he'd like to go 29, but he simply cannot get his bum close enough to the ground on the back when he's on his super steep descents.
Yeah, it's funny you say that actually. Like the 27.5 wheel is probably one of my favoured wheels for the type of riding that I do. But even I was just manually in through this section the other day, and I noticed that I was still getting a tyre buzz on my bum from the back wheel with a 27.5. So I can't imagine that with a 29-inch wheel in there. I'd definitely be burning some butt cheeks.
Yeah, so like I said, maybe it's the terrain and the type of riding you do. Now, some people talk about, and some people in the industry even say that 27.5 on the back is better for climbing. Now, I think that is utter nonsense. I think climbing ability comes down to tread pattern and probably more importantly, tyre pressure than wheel size.
Now, how about wet conditions then, Steve? What do you think for wet conditions?
It's got to be 29-inch all the way, right, Chris?
Really? It's got that bigger contact patch, could provide more grip possibly.
I don't know. I guess that you could argue that it comes down to the type of soil conditions, the type of wet weather you're looking at, I suppose.
But I think one thing that is really good that the manufacturers are doing is offering the different bike sizes with different size wheels. So if you get those extra small bikes or the small frames, some manufacturers actually give you 27.5 wheels with those, and the bigger sizes are going to have 29ers, and that kind of makes sense to me for sure.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I mean, we talk wheel size, Chris. I think a lot of people want, a conclusive answer. Is one wheel better than the other? When there simply is none. I mean, I think it's just a matter of style. And some brands have one wheel size, some have another, and long may it last. I think it's great to have that mix in the market. Maybe. Maybe another wheel size will come into play in years to come.
Possibly.
But guys, let's know your thoughts. Do you think that the e-mountain bike market is becoming increasingly dominated by the mixed wheel size, or maybe 29 or 27.5? I don't think it is 27.5 for sure, Chris. We are actually seeing less and less of them for 150, 160 mil travel bikes, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're seeing that mixed wheel size or the 29er dominating. But yeah, get involved in the comments. Let us know what your bike runs or what your next bike is going to run to. Love to hear from you guys.
Chris, I'm on the green today. How are you?
You're on the green.
Are you fixed?
I'm on the grey. I'm on the grey. I'm on the grey core t-shirt as well.
Do you know,
have you seen all the latest stuff in the merch shop?
I haven't actually. I've been on the road for a week, and folks,
been on the road.
Please tune in the channel in the weeks coming up. We've got some absolutely mind-blowing content. Actually, talking about what's coming up on the channel, Chris, on Sunday we've got your mountain bike versus SL video coming up. How did that pan out?
Yeah, it's a fun day out with Blake at the bike park. Just a few different tests, putting a mountain bike head-to-head against the SL. So it's kind of the emphasis that Blake is a strong, powerful rider who rides and goes to the gym pretty regularly. And I'm a dad of 3, and I ride occasionally, just doing shoots and a little bit of riding. So it's just to see if that bike was a leveler in terms of power and fun on the hill. Yeah, I'm looking to tune in Sunday to find that one out.
I'm looking forward to watching that one, Chris. I think it's going to be an interesting video, that, especially the types of riding you do as well. And then coming up on the channel on Monday is our monthly tech show, where we'll be looking at the different contact points of your e-mountain bike and the best ways to treat them.
Right, it's time for all the latest comments from the videos that we've done here on EMBN. And we've had a lot of comments from the latest video, last week's show, all about big travel e-mountain bikes. First comment is in from Ensign Groff saying, an electric downhill bike is the ultimate portable chairlift.
Yeah, and Amanda Van Stralen says, love the big travel bike, sold my high bike Enduro 2.5 and just ordered a high bike downhill 10.
Nice. And Boggy Big Pants says, I use my Kenevo for everything and it does everything well. The only thing I change is the tyres depending on what type of riding I'm doing. They're brilliant and so quiet, not that constant whining from the motor that you get on some other e-bikes.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting comment there from Amanda Van Stralen, Chris, that she's gone from a 2.5 Enduro to a downhill bike. And yeah, you know, let's face it, you know, a long travel e-mountain bike can climb equally as efficiently as a shorter travel e-mountain bike. It's I guess it comes down to, you know, I remember we did the Kenevo versus Levo SL, and the Levo SL actually came out on top on the particular downhill I rode. So it actually depends on the type of riding you do. So I can imagine if you ride in an area where there's like bike park dominated riding, or you know, big heavy duty riding, like getting maybe in San Romolo in Italy or somewhere like that, then yeah, it makes sense to get a long travel bike, right?
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned in that show, I love riding my Kenevo for literally everything. Yeah, there is some drawbacks. You know, it's got big, sticky downhill tyres on there, and it is a bit more heavy than a trail e-bike. But I think taking that out of the way, you know, it is great for a big day out, and it's super comfy as well. You know, big tyres, coil shock, big travel bike.
Yeah, I think
comfy ride.
I think you nailed it on the head there. When we did the Wales north to south, we had the E160 white and the E180, and we were actually fighting over the longer travel bike towards the end of the day, simply because it was softer and squishier, and I know that's a very basic way to describe it, but there was actually, you know, higher performance suspension on it a little bit with the Kashima coating and stuff like that, but more travel, softer ride, end of the day. Yeah.
And I think the geometry as well, like my Kenevo set up, nice high front end, big wide bars, and of course they got quite a steep seat tube angle as well. So it's not, you know, a crazy cockpit on there, but I just find it super comfy. You're not like hunched over, down low. You know, you do get on some more like cross-country sort of trail bikes as well. So yeah, it's another reason for it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like you said, Chris, I think it depends on the type of downhill bike you've got. And I think if you do want to go on bigger rides, it still has to have such things as the steeper seat tube angle, which you mentioned there, and also, you know, the tyres to give you that range. But yeah, some great comments, folks. Keep getting involved in them, and yeah.
Right, it's time for some sends and fails of the month. What have we got, Steve?
I've got some bent glasses because I stood on them last week. What have we got? We've got Nicola on a Cube Stereo Hybrid 160 out in Bulgaria, in Arsenovgrad, testing a freshly built jump and bottoming out the full suspension bike. Looks like it's coming into springtime there in Bulgaria, doesn't it?
Definitely a big send there, nice one. And now we've got Josh on his 2020 Vitus E Summer. He's in Egypt Woods in Jersey. Me and my friends just started mountain biking. We've been looking at this 6-foot road gap shark fin for ages, saying one day we'll do it, and it looks like you plucked up the courage to hit it, saying it's your favourite jump now. It's a nice one.
Yeah, Stuart, meanwhile, has been in the wars on his Specialized Turbo Lever in Mountain Hay, sneaking in a power hour. Like to see it, Stuart, and tune into the channel. We have some monstrous power hours coming up in the months ahead. One momentary lapse in concentration, and boom, separated shoulder. Ooh, painful,
nasty,
and a bit of and a couple of scratches on your shin as well. Ooh,
whoa, yeah. Look at that. It looks horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, sleep easy, Stuart. Sleep easy. Just lie on the other side. That's all I can say.
But keeps all those entries coming into us here on EMBN. Don't forget to use that upload service to get featured here on the show. Right, it's time to go where in the world to see where you guys have been riding your e-mountain bikes. What have we got in store this week, Steve?
Well, kicking things off is Paul out in Queenstown, New Zealand, with his Common Cell Metapower. Some beautiful blue water there in the background. First South Island trip on an e-bike for him. Yeah, love to see it. You know, I'd love to get up to New Zealand one day and check that out.
It's an epic shot, isn't it?
Yeah, but moving further south is Tasmania, south of New Zealand. Oh, it's around about there somewhere. Is Paul and Specialized Turbo Levo 2019 and a modified Merida E180. E160. The location here is northwest and northeast Tasmania. Wow, that looks stunning. It's a little bit like Scotland, isn't it? Looks like.
I was going to say that. Yeah, it looks almost like UK, but yeah, it's crazy to see that terrain out in Australia as well, isn't it?
Paul, that is absolutely beautiful. Hopefully, we'll come and visit you one day.
Definitely. Well, we got a couple of video entries here as well. This is in from Epic Rides on the Specialized Turbo Levo out in Ecuador. Looks like quite a fun, rugged trail. I thought it was a kind of bike parking trail at first, but it looks like a natural sort of roller, some nice red kind of dirt there as well.
Yes, it is. And moving slightly further north, up into Utah, is David and a Santa Cruz Bullet out in Moab. Now, Moab is obviously heaven for e-mountain bike. I've actually ridden that very part of the trail there not so long ago, David. So,
I've been out there as well. Bartlett Wash, isn't it? So, I remember, is it like call it the toilet bowl, like a skate park kind of area? Had a big crasher, wasn't
the toilet
cuts the skin quite badly. The slick rock stuff, as I found out, sliding down one of those rock faces.
Well, I thought the slick rock was actually quite soft rock. Obviously, must be your southern skin, Chris.
Maybe. But keep those entries coming in. Love seeing those epic places that you ride on your e-mountain bikes.
Well, it's Bike Vault time, folks, and how dare Chris Smith have this bike in the Bike Vault and not where in the world? Because this is none other than Mynydd Machyn in South Wales, and Dewi, although Chris calls him Dewey for some reason. Anyway, Dewi, great shot, Mynydd Machyn. First ride is 2021 Intense Taser Pro. Cold but sunny day, but always a beautiful day in paradise, I'd say there. Dewi, I think that is a super nice shot, undoubtedly.
Definitely. We've got this shot in from Ken here. He's got a few bikes in the background. So this is his timeline of riding. He's got a 90s GT Avalanche, an 05 Specialized Epic, and then his latest ride, that 2021 Turbo Levo Comp. He's out in Santa Rosa, California. And look at all these different bikes. Looks like a bike graveyard, yeah. But really cool to see all those different bikes in a row. And I think I'm going to give that one a super nice.
I'm also going to give the next shot a super nice. I think this is one of my favourite ever Bike Vault submissions. This is Terry on his high bike exterior 7 Mountain in Cowell Purisma Trail near Half Moon Bay, California. Do you know what? That is so simple. It's a fantastic composition, and sometimes I say that, you know, it's not good to have posts in the shot, but that post and that background with the bike and the blue sky, and it's very simple, very effective way of, you know, it's a great, fantastic Bike Vault submission, super nice, undoubtedly. Next up, we've got a Bianchi, but there's no description of who it is and where it is. All I can say, it's a shame, because that is a beautiful shot, and it's a super nice shot. So whoever you are, wherever you are, send us your name next week.
We've got another Welsh entry in here, Stephen. I've actually been there, as you have, many times. It's from Trefil out in South Wales. This is Gareth's white E160, out on a solo ride, exploring the local area, and decided to take a look at the Chartist Caves. Now, I bet you've been down those caves, Steve.
Well, Chris, do you want a history lesson on the Chartist Cave? Anyway, we haven't got time. What about the bike? I think it's a super nice ride.
Super nice, yeah, for sure.
And this next one is a super nice shot as well. God, these are good shots this week, I think. I've missed the Bike Vault the last few weeks. This is Canyon Spectralon in Finland, Espoo Central Park. This is from A. It's an A shot. It's a super nice shot. These are nice too.
Yeah, this is Stephen. He's got a Specialized Levo and a Specialized Comp here out in Mudderford Promenade. Out for a quick ride with a friend after upgrading his fork to 160mm travel. Nice coloured bikes there, a lot of customisation going on. Look, all those anodizing, cranked, a bar stem. Looks good. It's got to be another super nice.
I think so, Chris. That's a picture that showcases the bikes, right?
Definitely.
And wow, blanket heck. This next shot is nice too. This is Marco's Slapia Overvolt in Jazzo del Dominio in Ruvo du Puglia in southern Italy. Wow.
Good pronunciation there, Steve. Like that.
It looks a little bit cold there. When did you shoot this? In the winter? But what an amazing bike. And I really like that shot as well. I think that's another super nice, is it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, check this one out. This is from Ingo. I thought this was Safari Sedin at first, but it's not. This is Ingo. He's got his Lightville 301. He's out in Baden, Black Forest in Germany. Big first ride. Baden.
Yeah.
Big first ride after I found the right adjustment of my suspension. Now, that's an epic
First
shot.
big
I think, definitely some great entries coming in this month.
Yeah,
isn't it,
first big ride in the big Black Forest, eh?
Nice. Look at that. You've got sunlight peeking through the trees.
Can you remember your first ride in the big Black Forest?
I can't actually. I haven't been there. But this is an epic shot, isn't it? Look at the background. Lake,
it is.
Sun. Another super nice.
Super nice in the big Black Forest.
Whoa.
Oh, what's this? What is this? What is this, Chris?
I've got this final shot in here from Randy. He's got an E09 VHE 27.5 with Lauf front forks.
Wow, crikey, Randy out in Assen.
Randy, yeah.
I've not seen one of them before, have you?
No, it's kind of a mix. Is it kind of like a gravelly sort of cross-country? Almost looks like a rigid bike, doesn't it, with those forks? Obviously, I know they are suspension, but...
Well, it's cool to get some different perspectives on things in the bike ball, isn't it?
Yeah. Says it's the worst snow and hail he's ever experienced. Even cut his cheek at one point.
Wow, cutting your cheek in Assen. That's not a good look, is it? So, Chris, super nice or nice?
Nice, I think. It's non-drive side and the tree's a bit distracting, but yeah, still a nice shot.
What a great bike vault week, Chris.
Definitely. What is going to take the bike of the week? Let's have a quick look back through them, Steve.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, quite liking that first shot by Dewey.
Dewey.
That's the one.
Dewey's it does showcase. It's not bad. I think that or the yellow high bike. The high bike's nice, you know.
It is, isn't it? Nice colours matching that as well.
It's warm. It's just lovely warm feeling to it.
I'm going to leave it in your capable hands, Steve. Come on.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I really like the yellow high bike shot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, nice. I suppose it's nice and summery coming into summer, isn't it? Bit of warmth on the channel.
It's simple. I think it's bike of the week.
Definitely.
Sorry, Dewey.
But that's it for this week's show. Let us know what you think about the wheel sizes on e-mountain bikes. Is it going to be 29er or is the mullet going to be taken over? Or maybe 27.5? Get involved in the comments down below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's vid and make sure you subscribe to us here on the channel. And we shall see you next week.
But remember, folks, that mullet is only a style. It's only a style.
I like it.